One of the biggest problems with people, once I convince them they need to have a social media presence, is like, what the heck do they do? The options are just overwhelming. They don't know where to start. And I face that too myself, so I understand. And I kind of fell into this by accident, and I heard somebody talk about it. I'd already been doing like 99% of it by accident. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to get, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I listened to so many interviews, I just can't remember who it is. But yeah, I was pleased to find out that I was doing 90% of it. I intend to get him in a result. But what is it? Well, the key is I already had a blog. And I think you need to have a blog because the blog ends up being the central hub on your whole marketing effort online. Because what you're doing is you're taking a blog article and you're posting the same blog article to all these different options. And I would start with, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, LinkedIn in particular for business, and Google Plus. And I think you need to have video. People nowadays are video. So I would have those top five for sure. I think go to Easy and do podcasts. We're really getting heavy into the digital marketing. That's why we have the iPad magazine. We've got our first Kindle book out. But at a bare minimum, start with the top five. And what the goal is you're going to put a snippet on there. You're basically just going to say, hey, on Facebook, go check out our latest blog entry where we discuss this. Remember, write it from them. So you're going to put a little bit there on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google, YouTube, every time you put something on your blog and push them to your blog. Remember, the goal from your blog is to get them to sign up and get your irresistible offer, your irresistible bribe to get their email. And from the email, once you got it, you can do all kinds of things. Go back and watch the video that's in this issue as far as to just get their email is what it's called. Watch that, and you'll go into, there's a PDF that's attached to that that's really great. And here's the key. Here's the key thing that you want to do. You want to design an editorial calendar. Because with the editorial calendar, you're going to put out a consistent message every month. For example, in December, we're talking about just getting their email. Or let's talk about January. We're going to maximize their profit formula. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that into 4 weekly issues that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to put in there, like for maximizing their profit, well, I'm going to put in, let's say, okay, hey, let's get more people to show up in your pipeline. How am I going to get more people to show up in your pipeline? That might be week one. Week two might be how to turn 10% more of those into customers, and week three might be how to get them to come back more often and refer their friends. Week four might be how to cut your cost. And what you're going to do is you're going to write an article all behind maximizing the profit formula. Week one, I guess, would be talking about what the profit formula is, and then 3 or 4 different issues. And you're going to send a little snippet each time to each one of these places. Now think about what's happening. What's happening is that you're going to be that consistent message that's showing up in multiple places that's given great information is loved by the search engines. Google, Ask, all the others, MSN, Yahoo. They're looking for information and they're looking for experts. And what you're basically doing is you're turning yourself into an expert and an authority. And what you're going to do is you're going by that constant repeat and staying on subject, you're driving yourself up the list. So if somebody looks for profit formula or building a perfect whatever it would be, they're whatever your subject is, you're going to be at one higher up, and you're going to become an authority. But remember, you're starting with the end in mind, as Stephen Covey always said in his 7 Habits book. The end in mind is to get that irresistible bribe to get their email, because you're going to take the first step, getting them to follow you, to discover you, to learn who you are, then getting them to trust you, then to get your first sale or first easy, cheap thing, and the end goal is to get them as a customer. And this is a way to use social media and become a valued resource and an authority figure. And that really is all the difference between a lot of times can be the difference between getting the business and getting a new customer and growing, or just surviving. Until next time, let's make this our most profitable year ever.